So, heading back to backstage, we've had a little bit of chat here in the channel chat about what kind of equipment that we're using and how we have done the setup for this event. So we're just gonna go through it real quickly and show you what it's all about here in the studio. Going back to the first Forndata event, we realized that there were technical issues, to say the least, when you're streaming old hardware that is definitely not supposed to be streamed. There are solutions out there, and we thought that we had most of them covered, but we didn't realize how difficult the matter really is. That is due to a few factors. One of them being that all the old school systems have various resolutions, and they are not really compatible with each other, and there's not very many solutions out there that fit a lot of systems. There's also a very easy rule of thumb, and that is that the cheap solutions will never work. That's basically the that's basically how it is. So we've tried since this summer to build up a bit of a better equipment range. We're still not there, but we're going directions, and we've been learning a lot from the first event, and now we've been learning a lot from this event. So next time, hopefully, most of the issues will be remedied. Anyway, as you see here, we do have a camera here. This is a robotic camera that is just moving around the venue. Oh, wrong direction. Say hey to Patrick. And oh, we have to go back to this. This is very important thing here. Bo, tell us, what is this?
Oh, that is my UV meter.
Yeah.
It's connected to the switch, and then it's just monitoring. We have sounds out, and I have a strong voice, I see. Yeah. Or
very
I have too much.
Important thing, never run a demo party without this one. This is the most important piece of equipment that we do have. So for one thing, you need a few people with different contacts. For example, this is or equipment. This is André. Reggie Pirate. Yep. You see here, this laptop here doesn't look very modern, but and it isn't. But it's got a serial and a parallel port, which is a real good thing when you need to output things on physical diskettes, especially 5.25-inch Commodore 64 diskettes. So therefore, 1571 disk drive. Is situated down there, so that was key important thing that we needed to get some of the stuff out for the compos later on. Now we have to go around. The robot camera doesn't go all the way around. So this is Fredrik. Where is he? You were there. You are. Hello. And his Amiga 1200 towerized has been a good friend because it has network, and my Amiga 1200 compo machine doesn't. My Amiga 3000 at home does, but I didn't bring that one for this compo. So therefore he has been transferring files from the net to disks and onto the Commodore Amiga 1200. There are of course simpler solutions to that, but we didn't have them present right now. This is the computer that we're running everything from. So we do have a Zoom channel there running, and we use that in a window for the interviews and also for the general hangout. And this little thing here is a real nice one. This is the ATEM Mini. It was suggested to me by Hedning. Thanks for that tip. It has 4 different HDMI inputs and transfers them all into a webcam for the computer to read. It's It also does some picture-in-picture stuff. So, for example, when I turn on this is the Amiga 1200, so I could have that running picture-in-picture. And so there are multiple setups there, so I could also switch to different view there. This is the other camera, and if I wanted to, I could do this full screen, and oh, there's nothing there for the moment, so yeah. Anyway, ATEM Mini, not very cheap, but definitely worth it. It's around 450 euros, but it will solve some of your problems. One of the problems with it, though, is that it's very, very picky with resolutions. So even if you do have an output that is 1080p or 720p from a retro system, it's generally not, or in very many cases, it's not standard VESA resolutions, and therefore the Blackmagic ATEM Mini, Blackmagic, all of their equipment is their heavyweight stuff being used for professional environments. This is like the consumer range, but still they do a lot of professional stuff, and they don't accept resolutions that aren't perfect, basically. So this won't solve every of your problems, but it will solve most of them. So Commodore 64 Compo machine. This is the Forndata Compo machine. It has been built with the Copper Dragon video mod. That is a small chip and FPGA solution, so it basically hijacks the, it sort of feeds on the VIC-2 output, and you remove the original RF modulator, which most people don't need anyway, and transform them into a non-RGB signal, but YPBPR. So it's basically development of RGB, and that works fine with the other important piece of equipment that is hidden down here, which is the OSSC upscaler. That is the most readily available upscaler at this point. It's kind of cheap-ish. My setup with the remote control and stuff, you really do need the remote control. Do not even try to do it without the remote control, please. And power source will set you back about 170 euros, I believe. Ended up with transport and everything. So good piece of equipment. The OSSC is the readily available but not as versatile system as the FrameMeister, the legendary upscaler that unfortunately is out of stock, or not out of stock, out of production, and there's still a little bit of stock left in Japan, but it will set you back almost 600 euros for one of them. Hedning is always mocking me, saying you need the FrameMeister, or not mocking, he just says you need the FrameMeister, and I really do realize I probably do. But we've found a solution with the Copper Dragon video mount that outputs to the OSSC. Unfortunately, it does not output into the ATEM Mini because of said reasons. So I had to buy an Elgato 4K Camlink capture card. It's a very small one, it's just like this big, and it goes right into HDMI and transforms it right into a USB 3. Will accept most, if not all, resolutions. It's really a beast, really versatile. So I think that with the OSSC and the Camlink 4K will be quite happily running most equipment in the future. Over to the Amiga 1200 there. That is basically a stock Amiga 1200. It has a Scan Plus AGA mod to it and an accelerator. So it's running a 123050 megahertz, 8 megabytes of RAM. I used this, I actually obtained this machine from the local recycling station some time ago, so which was kind of weird, but also awesome. So it's now my main demo and gaming machine, and it's upgraded with those equipment. So I thought that with that, it would be a simple matter of just using VGA to HDMI adapter. And yeah, it was kind of, but it turned out that most of those doesn't really work very well, especially not the ones bought at Cello Company in Sweden for like 500 crowns. So I had to get myself a more professional one. This is the VGA to HDMI converter. I don't really remember the name of it. I could post a link later on in the chat. So that one's a real beast. It takes every resolution I throw at it. It has to be standard VGA or ish standard VGA resolutions. Now it puts HDMI that also the ATEM Mini accepts. So that works fine. Then I realized that I had a lot of distortion when running the Amiga resolutions. So I tracked down the problem, and it was the cheap VGA doubler. Because you will need two VGA outputs, one to your screen, so you see what you're doing, and one to your capture card, or the VGA to HDMI. So therefore the one for 200 crowns, 20 euros, didn't obviously work, so I had to find myself a quite professional VGA doubler here. That set me back another 80 euros, I believe, but Amazon just established themselves in Sweden, so that was a good thing. So basically that helped us out quite a lot. So now the video description is kind of okay. Then you will need cables, lots and lots of cables, and some even more cables. And something to load, of course, the Commodore 64 files from. And Bo, we're right now running the SD to EEC. Could you tell us some more about
IEC? I have a small SD to IEC. It's designed to be mounted inside. It's not one from the future was 8-bit, even if that's a very good design on it. Yeah. So it's not a type, but you need it. Let's see if you. It is a little white box.
Yeah.
Just later.
Yeah.
It was designed to be sitting inside the computer, hooked up on the inside of the IC bus. Yeah. But I reconfigured it so it's mounted outside, and have everything. External power switches to change the ID of it, so it's currently running ID number 8, but I can switch it over to 9, 11, and 12. Yeah.
So it's definitely a good solution. We're looking for the next year. We'll definitely be using the Ultimate 2 Plus.
We're definitely announcing something like that, because even if it's a good unit, it can't load those. At least this model, I think, have problems loading with this disk changing button. Yep. We don't execute what it should do. No. So only can load one disk, not swap the disk over and so on.
So we're looking into that. That's the most precious thing that we are going to purchase for next edition of Forndata. Also, if you're hosting your own demo party or on a budget, then this solution for lighting is kind of good. It's just a simple You see, just a simple LED work light that is aimed at a big white screen, and yeah, gives you professional looking-ish lighting. It doesn't look nice when you look at the unit, but it gives you the light that you do need. Yeah. So I think that's about it for what we are using in terms of equipment for Forndata. And yeah, how about going for some more demos?